Guys, here you go. We are starting with the grand final of the Baltic Trackmania League, an event that I've been casting back in 2020. Maybe you guys remember why I should be included on every competition map, or like just the definition of a speech bubble mode where everybody slid out. And here we are, 3.5 years later, almost 4 years later, me still covering this great region. And I'm hyped to see this grand final, because also the prize pool is 350 euro, and it splits between the top three: 200 for first, 100 for second, and 50 euro for third position. So one person is not winning anything. Pointer is 120 and not 100, as opposed to 100 in the previous matches, or 80 as opposed to yesterday. And here you go, first round, Ziren and DvinJo. Ziren and Morioka qualified from the lower brackets, from the consolidation match, and then we had DvinJo and Auris going through from the upper brackets, because the top 8 was played in a double elimination bracket. And we see Morioka just showed very consistent performance and tries to win this competition here. 48.645 is the winning time. Not a bad time here. It is 0.2 off of the world record from DvinJo. So 10 points for Morioka. Ziren and Auris second and third. And then we have DvinJo, who has made a mistake, getting last. So very good first round for Morioka, just showing consistency, as he's doing that every time. Different lines here that we see, and it's a very close fight here already for the 10 pointers in this round. Very good entry from Ziren, now goes for the SD there as well and gets a lot of speed. 302 speed. Only Morioka, no, DvinJo is having more speed, and I think Morioka is now a bit further behind, as well as always making a small mistake, even a bit bigger one, because he's 2 seconds behind. But the fight for first is not over just yet. DvinJo versus Ziren here for those 10 points. Ziren would love to take them wide approach. To the line it goes, and it is Ziren now winning the individual 1v1 due to a very good finish, a very good setup there as well, and Ziren wins it. 16 thousandths ahead of DvinJo. Morioka still getting 5 points, and Auris a bit in the mud here, only 8 points after the first 2 rounds. So great round there indeed. Good snipe there, and that is important for Ziren. I mean, this map looked terrible for him. I can only quote it as this in the previous match. And now he has 17 points. So a dream scenario for him, already more than in some of those other rounds on this map combined. And now he's fighting it out again versus his teammates, Auris and Morioka. Ziren and Auris both playing for Team Split, of course, as you can see their car skin as well. And it is Ziren now overdrifting a bit too much, going for a respawn. DvinJo overtaking as well, and now it is Morioka winning another round with a 0.645. I think again this might have been the same time than beforehand, because I did not see something popping up here, or maybe I was just looking at the wrong time. But Morioka winning it up to 25 points. Ziren still on second, and then Auris and DvinJo tied for last, both with 15 points. Last round on this map. Keep in mind, point limit is 120, so I do think that we most likely see this map again, especially for that fight for second and third place. This could play a crucial role. Also, who was the top seed now? Goes it after who qualified first for this match? So in this case, then DvinJo, or who picked this map? Or was it because of the seeding going into day 2? Because then, I don't know if I would have picked it if it was Ziren. And look at this ending here. Wow, 6 thousandths again. Insane. Between Auris and Morioka, DvinJo 0.1 behind and only getting 5 points. And Ziren only with 3 points, so you can see how close it is. Ziren dropping to third, DvinJo on last, but still having 20 points, so still a lot of points that he has accumulated on this map. Okay, so the map was picked from DvinJo then. So this was the pick from Auris. Okay, I see. I should also maybe take a look onto the pinned message that he sent. But sometimes it's hard to read. Yeah, sometimes reading is overrated. Yeah, so a lot of good rounds have happened already. A lot of close calls, as you could see. Got that joke. But, well, let's go into the next map. Second map it is. It is Frequency. And it is Morioka, the silent hero, leading this grand final for now. And of course 200 year are getting more feasible and feasible for him. But still having to survive plenty of rounds. And also Auris, who has picked this map, right now leads the round and wants to get some points. A little bit of a piece of the cake as well, as Ziren seems to lag a little bit here by the looks of it. Oh, this is hopefully being resolved, but the lag is quite severe. They don't even see if he's first, second or third. But it is Auris who wins the round and is up to 35 points. Ziren on second, so his teammate is behind him, and then we have DvinJo and Morioka in that order. Okay, lag is being resolved. And Auris and Morioka tied for that first position. Good line from Auris, goes a bit more direct into the bobsleigh. And also here important to not gear up, and you don't wanna adjust too much. Also releasing can result into a gear loss. Important to hold your gear there. And Auris was just doing that, even though he wanted to exit the ice slide. But you have to be very careful with releasing there. So now it is Ziren who's on a great time, but there's still the ending left to be cleared, and also that sector. Ziren didn't lose too much speed because you don't get penalized with reactor boost attached. And DvinJo now coming closer. DvinJo, a profound ice player, not able to find an entry point here at all, and fails the ending completely, but was still able to get third place because Morioka is 6 seconds behind. Auris drives a 0.7. And the world record on the Frequency is a 0.082, so the gaps are quite big on this map because there's ice on it. Yeah, and that's why I also was not able to spot the situation in the winner bracket final, Marchielli, because the skins look the same. Maybe from the trigram, of course, but even that sometimes is getting hard. Yeah, probably Morioka has a skin, but it's not loaded. Okay. Maybe not, I don't know. But the Chinese skin is also very cool. Ooh, Morioka catching some airtime, still getting the reactor boost, but always with a better approach, having a bit more speed. And also that was a great approach from Auris, instantly going to the ice, and that is just beautifully executed from Auris, and he wins the round with that great ending. Wow, just minimizing airtime there, jumping quite far to the left. Very unique sector, and Auris wins it. Ziren only with 3 points, and then we have DvinJo. Like, it's 10, then 5, and 5 points apart. So very cool to see that, actually. Everybody with either 5 points at the end or 0. So every number is dividable by 5, which is really cool. Alright, but next round is happening. Wow, very risky line from DvinJo, but that was beautiful. No adjustment was needed, but also Ziren now in the mix. Very good entry into the dirt. Also here we'll have more speed over that nose slide compared to DvinJo. But is that paying off? It is still 22 thousandths of a gap for DvinJo. Ziren again setting up so wide. And I don't get that because you have the reactor boost attached. So I don't know, maybe he feels more comfortable with that line for the ending, but he already lost quite a bit in the end, and that is also a mistake and a half. But also Morioka has made one himself, so positions do not change significantly. DvinJo wins the round. Eventually, Auris is getting second and Ziren on third. So Ziren dropping like a fly. 45 points after 2 maps. Alright, next map, Auris, halfway through. Morioka had a great start into the match, but map 2 just didn't play out in his way. Let's be honest, but maybe Kelvin 305 will, because that is Morioka's pick. Then we have the RPG coming up after that, which is Ziren's pick. And then the last map is the one from Satil, which could be decisive for everybody, but it really depends of how the match is prolonging for either of those players. You want to get 10 or 7 points. 5 points are also alright every now and then. 10 and 7 points is really the spot that you want to focus on. Ziren, very wide line there, just trying to accumulate as much loot as possible. DvinJo completely into the wall, also got the checkpoint, so it's not worth to respawn. And Ziren is on a great time here by the looks of it. He's quite far ahead of the rest of the playing field. Make it 0.3 of a second. World record of 47.208. Let's see what he will get in the end, as he is still 0.3 ahead, and it will be a 47.262. Wow, this is second world record from Ziren on Kelvin 305. What a time to set during the grand final. And Ziren back to second place. Great job. Great time from Ziren. And I hope he can keep it up. As we go into round number 2. 10 rounds then have elapsed after players have finished it. We can get a tendency of what the average might look like. Of course, it can be a bit deceiving because other maps will be played after map 3. And Ziren was overheating there a little bit at the start, had to readjust, but still trusted his guts and is still back now in the mix for first place. A very good line here as well, and Ziren can go for the back-to-back win. Good approach here as well, currently fighting out with DvinJo, but Ziren is going to take it, even though DvinJo had a slight better ending. It is Ziren with another 10-pointer. Auris slowly but surely losing ground towards his teammates. And now it's 5 points between first and second. Again. And Ziren with quite the comeback. As well as Morioka was losing a lot of points on map number 2. Yeah, and it's a 5 points difference again. Just this time the gap is between third and fourth. No, actually not. Never mind. It's everybody is like 70, 65, 60, and 55. That is very satisfying indeed. We had that 5 point gap with like the one exception being 10 points on map number 2 as well. And Auris with that wide line. Let's see if this pays off. Not looking like it. And Ziren with a back-to-back-to-back win. And another great time. Ziren flipped the switch and is up to 75 points. Well done for now, and it's a tie for first now. 75 for both split members. Great, I'm very happy to see Ziren performing like this after completely losing his mental after the winner bracket final. Happy to see that performance. And he can still claim those 200 euro to his name in this Baltic Trackmania League. Mainly organized by Marchielli. Of course, got help from the community as well. There was a nice trailer from Phil TM as well that was a bit corrupted, but we can also watch it after as well. It's definitely very, very good. And look at this round here as well. DvinJo, Ziren and Morioka fighting it out yet again. Will Ziren win another round? Oh my god, he goes for it. Loses a position in the meantime, but DvinJo with a great time here defending the first place. Ziren was going for that snipe in the end, but it wasn't meant to be and he lost the position in exchange. But luckily for him, his teammate was nowhere to be seen. And after 4 rounds, after 3 maps, no player is actually pulling away. It's 12 points between first and last. So now we have the RPG map. Ziren also drove an insane time here in the match beforehand. Or in 1 or 2 matches beforehand. It was set 2 hours ago. I think maybe it was in the winner bracket match. A 102.244. 200s roughly away from the world records from DvinJo. A nice map from iFender, my favorite map, because it's RPG themed. A lot of transitions and unconventional parts. Especially this sector here, where it's important to just squeeze out every kilometer per hour beforehand. So holding the gear over that penalty sector is important. Then you have some jumps, a little bit of plastic. So also the mixed sector also isn't coming too short on this map. And then a dirt soup that Ziren does really well is pushing an insane amount, having a bit more speed than his teammates, but this will all come down to the ending. Checkpoints are looking all right for them. We have seen 0.7s here. It's a 0.89 from Ziren, and wow, what a jump. Not getting penalized. Pixel perfect ending from Ziren, winning the round. 102.555 is the winning time. Auris is getting second. Morioka can just glaze and be impressed. Being 0.3 behind and only getting 5 points here. And then it is DvinJo down to 71 points. DvinJo has to pull the trigger in those last rounds. Is pushing a lot though already at the start. Don't want to lose the gear here. You lose a bit of time. You can see that Ziren didn't lose the gear. Had to readjust after because the turn, of course, gets successively harder the more speed you have. So it's a little bit like a leap of faith because you have to steer in very early and it's a blind sector. DvinJo lost a bit of time with that, but is still in the mix, of course. So the gear there, holding gear 3 is very important. Ziren also with a better line there. DvinJo still in close proximity. Losing time over the water entry, so it is Ziren who is a glass cannon. Either he drives very good or he cracks under the pressure. And it seems like that the first option is more common in this grand final. And he is the first player to reach this 100-point barrier. You're not finalist with that one just yet. You still have to get 20 more points. So here you go, Ziren, 10 points clear off of his teammate. He was on last position at some point in this grand final. Now, he could be the first one reaching the finalist modes, but he still has 2 more rounds. At least 2 more rounds that he has to win in order to reach finalist modes. Didn't get a good start. Auris, Morioka and DvinJo are ahead. So Ziren actually on last place. And Auris with a great line over that sector. Who goes for the no slide? It is Morioka and DvinJo, I think, went for it. And I think Morioka made a mistake in exchange. And also Ziren going for that no slide as well. Insanely risky line. They're having a lot of speed over that sector. And it's only 1 car length behind DvinJo and Auris. Auris jumping a lot into the water. And this is all coming down to the ending. DvinJo with a mistake. Auris versus Ziren. But Auris is on a great time as well. Could be another 0.6 to 0.7. And he will stay in the lead. Ziren only getting second, but still second is worth 7 points. But also Auris coming closer. It's now only 7 points between them. So 107 versus 100 points. Let's go into the next rounds. Finalist mode cannot be reached for both of them, and we see a huge blunder already. I think 2 mistakes happened for both Ziren and Morioka. Morioka with no speed, and you can see how much further you have to jump to the left there. So DvinJo and Auris on their way to collect some points, especially DvinJo is in need of them. Could promote himself up to 91 points. And it could go all down to map 5, and also map 1 could play a crucial role in this grand final of BTL Summer 2024. DvinJo going for it, and also has good speed to work with, but clipped a little bit. It will all go down to the line, but DvinJo stays ahead. Very valuable 10 points. And also Morioka, very good starter to the match. And I mean, with map 1 and 2 maybe being in conversation very soon again, I think Morioka is not to be neglected. But here you go, map number 5 will firstly be played. 4 rounds on this map. It's the last map in the map pack that we have not seen. The map that has not been picked by any of the players. It is the map from Sattel, 75 kilowatt diesel generator. And if you wonder where the thumbnail of the map is, it's down here. So that's a 75 kilowatt diesel generator. No idea why you put this in, but hey, it's Sattel. And also here, there's a cat in here. And let's go. Let's go, let's go. First round. Ziren with a win. Can reach finalist modes. Morioka at 92 points. As well as DvinJo, 91 points. Only 1 point apart. And I mean, with that point repetition, as I said, you get just 8 more points per map. Like, the playing field gets 8 more points. So this is an average of, yeah, I would say like half a point per map that a player just gets more. So in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem like a lot. Actually, it's 2 points, never mind. It's 2 points, not half a point. But per round, it's half a point. My math is correct, yeah, it is. Oh, and DvinJo with a mistake, and Ziren indeed wins the round. So, I mean, if you then, like, just put it into perspective, every player at this point has 8 more points on average. Especially the lower seeded players. So Morioka being at 97 and not 89, or DvinJo being at 94 and not 86 could play a role, as well as Auris being at 114 and not at 106 points could play a vital role. But right now all eyes are on Ziren, the player who dropped down into the lower brackets, and his mental was completely in the mud. It would be a fairy tale for him to winning the Baltic Trackmania League for the first time. And for me, he is the Baltic prospect as well. He's the future of this region, and right now he is leading, and this is looking really good for the young Lithuanian. He's ahead of his teammates. He is 0.1 ahead, and that was incredibly close from Ziren. Oh, not the best entry here. The playing field is coming closer, but Ziren is still leading. But the engines are howling in the background. Ziren with a good line, and I do think that this is enough. Ziren is gonna win it. Ziren takes it after only qualifying by a hair to this grand final. He then makes it from seed 4 to seed 1. What a fairy tale this is. He did not throw it away. Ziren performs when it matters, and I love to see it. I have high expectations into Ziren. That's why I'm even like sadder to see if he doesn't perform. So happy to see that he has won this competition. Very nice. Very good performance in this grand final as well, especially during the mid part of this this grand final. Looked really good. And well, now we have Auris, who can theoretically make it perfect for splits, because he's also in finalist and currently fighting it out against Morioka, who has had a very good start into the match, but wasn't able to match the pace from especially Ziren. And Morioka also didn't get a clean landing, so it seems like nothing is really working out for him, but wasn't really losing too much time with that. But Ziren is getting accompanied by his teammate on the podium just behind him. So it is Auris who wins €100 and concludes the very victorious tournament for splits. But we still play for that third position, of course, as well. So the Lithuanians actually do close the finals, and that is very unusual because both of them tend to choke. So it's happy to see this evolution. Also, what is track of the day today? It's not Shorty's map. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Or will it be Shorty's map at some point? Because Shorty said in our Discord that he has built a map and it said reviewed by Nadeo. So I don't want to miss a Shorty Cup of the Day again. That's what he said. And it might be track of the day at some point. He has cooked something. That is good. So not missing it this time around. That is great. So DvinJo versus Morioka. And DvinJo is going to win this round. And I think we have one round that is just Keck waits in. No, DvinJo has to win. DvinJo has to win. And then we have a double final situation. Too bad how the match turned out for Morioka, actually. Oh, true that, actually. Great lore. I mean, I think both Ziren and Auris never won a BTL. And yeah, it was Bits winning it the last time. Was it the spring 2021 season or the beta season even? Yeah, so we see map number 1 again. So it is, I said like 21 to 22 rounds. No, 22 to 23 rounds, I said. For the match to be completely over. As opposed to 26 that usually happen with the normal point repartition. But what I like now a bit more is that we only have like 1 or 2 rounds after the finalists are close, but it's still like the rounds in the end just matter so much. So let's see this round. DvinJo has to win, and then we have a double final situation. Yeah, Morioka wants to get finals first. Wants to deny DvinJo finals mode. But yeah, good job, Ziren, of course, if you're in chat. Very good to see that. Yeah, the water bounce looked a bit odd. It was a bit too much steering, I don't know. And of course, DvinJo also now with 119 points. Oy, oy, oy. This could be it. This could be the last round. But I still think, like my personal opinion, that this map is really scuffed. And this should have not been a competitive map. Especially with the 2 water bounces and the magnets scam in the end. Where you have to Neo because you don't see your skid. I'm not a fan of this map. I really like Critty. He's a good guy. He's a good friend, but I'm not vibing with this map. I'm sorry. So let's see. It is Morioka who's in finalist. If DvinJo wins, we're gonna go to a last decisive round. I think that's coping, Ziren, to be honest. But well, if you wanna make this your excuse, then go ahead. I think that you played really good, but it wasn't because of the map order. You just had an insane performance doing that. But yeah, here you go. The 4th place is not getting anything. The 3rd place gets 50 euro as a solace. And right now, both players having a good start. Will it be DvinJo or Morioka? Keep in mind, Morioka... No, DvinJo was seed 1 going into this match, and it's his pick. I can get this pick because Ziren just didn't perform that well on it. But, well, here you go. It is Morioka trying to push, but it's still DvinJo who's ahead. What a story this will be here in round number 23. Very important to open up your steering. DvinJo with a great line. Morioka with more speed, but I do think DvinJo has it. Yes, he does. Oh my god, this was way too close for comfort. And DvinJo takes P3. Very unfortunate for Morioka. Played such a good event, but it wasn't meant to be. GG. Yeah, but Ziren, you could have also ended up on this map with everybody almost being finalist. You have to keep that in mind. This map could have been played if you didn't close it out or something like that. Oops. That was my watch. But guys, that was a great tournament. You can see it here. Ziren wins it, Auris on 2nd, DvinJo on 3rd, and Morioka on 4th. What a great performance from the Lithuanians, from Team Split. And yeah, thank you again, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the casting. I definitely enjoyed the weekends. Thank you so much, Marchielli, for this opportunity, as well as the Baltic trackmania scene for my trust into my casting skills. I think it has been very cool. I was really looking forward to this event, and I think you guys delivered very well. Happy that it turned out to be a fairy tale for Ziren, because I still think that you might be the biggest prospect your scene has, and I hope to see more of you. But hey, you have to work on your mental, but that's fine. You know, if you cope like this, it is fine. You know, I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to cast, but I still think that this is hindering you in your development and all of that. So thank you so much.